So welcome to Cocoa Tea with the Artist. Our artist today is Asher Maines.
This is my work. This is an exhibition called Society Cocoa. It's a continuation of the portrait project that I did with the cocoa farmers, where I gave painted portraits to cocoa farmers in Victoria. This, as opposed to the private version, because those paintings are in their homes, this is the public version of the project where I explore celebritizing them, because they really do offer a lot to society as far as making things we enjoy like chocolate, but also that they're revenue producers for the country. Using some of what they do and what I do, as far as having cocoa in the paintings and so on, that they're an active part of their own representation. So these are it's quite heavy raw canvas. It's unprimed, and that's why I was able to do cocoa tea on the canvas, because it received it very well. So it was raw canvas as opposed to primed canvas, and then I used a clear gesso to seal it, so it's it should be color fast and that nothing will happen to it. Doing the clear gesso allows me to do oil painting on top of that layer because of the separation from the oil paint from the canvas. I have a technique that I developed for myself. I'm trained classically as far as oil painting, and what they do is you do a preliminary sketch, you do your underpaintings, you do a grisaille, which is like a black and white layer, and then you do layers of color. And so most of these have about 3 or 4 layers of color on top of a grisaille, except I do my preliminary sketch and grisaille at the same time with usually white paint or gesso and charcoal, because it dries so quickly, and that it's such an intuitive, visceral sort of thing for me. So it's basically like doing a drawing on the canvas and then building up layers of color on top of it. That's what makes it feel molded. Yeah.
So this here is the cocoa tea.
That's right. Yeah.
And so, what was the choice of that design? Because it's like a mandala. So is there like a symbolism, or was it just a background choice, or? I mean, it's very interesting, the juxtaposition of those two elements in the painting.
Yes, I mean, so it's a reference to nature and the way things grow, but I also wanted to create a visual icon that was reminiscent of a luxury brand like Gucci or Coach or these sort of things. Okay. Because a lot of times you see models and celebrities standing in front of these branded banners that have these luxury names on it, and so this is kind of a luxury backdrop using cocoa and a natural reference to say within these parameters, these women and men are celebrities, in a sense, or that we should celebrate them, which is the same idea.
What is your feeling that you see Joanne now back here?
Oh, yeah.
Because she was exhibited in Venice for 6 months, and I've seen her very, very tiny on a banner we had in the gallery for like the last 6 months. I saw her and I thought she was already looking great, and now to see her in real and big to me it's gives me goosebumps every time I look at her. What is your feeling to have her sort of like back home?
Yeah, actually doing it is different than just seeing it, and that's a lot of what I'm interested in art is how the process is so much part of the work as opposed to the final end product. Yeah. And so I enjoy that this physical painting is here. When I look at it, I also remember and see the whole process that went into
Right. On those 3 paintings, I noticed this. I suppose it's a chemical sign. What does it mean?
That's the chemical composition of theobromine, which is theobroma from theobromine was called food of the gods, and so that's really what makes chocolate is the theobromine. I include it because I like the idea of both cocoa farmers and the artist as alchemists, because really they're working on they're making gold from the ground, and this theobromine chemical composition is just an expression of the fact that they've created this. Part of the idea that I really wanted to impress in this whole project, including the portrait project, was the idea of process. process and relationship, because this is an ongoing thing with the cocoa farmers, and like having a conversation with them. And really, it's a conversation starter to talk about art, but also to talk about the things that you're doing that help you to fully engage with your reality. I do it through art, but even people who do it through agriculture, when you do it and do it and do it, you get to realizations that people who don't engage fully never get to. And so ultimately, whether you're growing food or making paintings, the idea is that we're all trying to be more fully human. and that process of becoming fully human, I think is an important part of thinking about the work.
Well,
Yeah, I quoted a Brene Brown quote as far as gratitude is something that you have to manifest into something that's concrete good in the world. The idea is that if your gratitude is real and you're always receiving things, but you're never putting anything out as productive, then that's just like a hole. That's just you're taking. And so there has to be this kind of feedback loop that if you really do appreciate chocolate, that it's manifested into something real. And sometimes even buying chocolate helps support farmers and so on. But you can't say that you're thankful for something in an ultimate sense and not really make anything manifest in the world because of it.
Then you're not thankful.
Exactly. Because it's easy to say it,
Yeah.
It's easy to say like.